Today, on Be Something Wonderful, how to move on the other side of the reality mirror. This is big. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I heard from one of you that said you learned that your SP got married, and now you're devastated. And we've been going back and forth, and you've been asking about processes. What should be the imaginal scene? Should I imagine that I'm married to him before he got married? It really devastates you to marry someone who's already been married. All of this stuff. What should I imagine? And all of those questions are good questions when you're ready. But hear this, and all the spiritual teachers say this. Remember, the world doesn't smile until you do. So if you're looking at the world through the eyes of devastation, through the eyes of frustration, through the eyes of sadness, that one, that your SP is married, and two, even if they get divorced, you don't want to marry someone who's been married before. All of that, nothing can happen. It doesn't matter how many processes you do, how much affirming, how much imagining, how many gurus and coaches that you ask questions about to, and how many YouTube channels you follow, nothing will change until you do. Wow, that's big. Remember, we talked about this, that the world is a mirror. There's a reality mirror, and that's what I want to unpack today. So the world doesn't smile until you do. When you're looking at the world, you're looking as the world. Hear this. When you're looking at the world, you're looking as the world. Meaning you're creating the world as you look at it. Wow, that's big. Everything is a reflection of your inner world. It's a big mirror, and we're going to break this down today. The dual mirror of the 3D world won't smile before you smile, right? No matter how many techniques you try, right? How many techniques you try, how many coaches and gurus to follow, how long you imagine, right? If it's a month, 2 months, 2 years, visualize, affirm, assume, script, etc. If you don't feel good, if you don't feel loving and trusting, and if you don't love and trust yourself, you will continue to struggle and not manifest and receive what you want. It just can't happen from that state of devastation, from a state of lack, from a state of not trusting yourself, not loving yourself. Right? Wow, this is big. So, wanting or demanding your life to change before you do is in vain. Your journey is an inner one, right? Create the feeling and state of well-being in which fulfilled first, and everything else will fall into place. Hear that. Create your heaven on earth first. This is what Jesus meant when he said, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Seek first that kingdom of heaven, your wish, the feeling of fulfillment, the feeling of that self-love, that confidence that you're in a place of fulfillment already. Right? That righteousness, right mind, right thoughts, right feelings, right? Then everything else will be added to you. Any actions you take, hear this. So you were talking about, should I do this or should I do that? And even actions that are actions with processes. Anything you do, including processes or decisions you make, such as should I send a text, should I write them, will be influenced from a state of lack until you find your natural state of well-being first. Hear this. Anything you do is coming from lack. It's going to be influenced by lack. It's going to be accompanied by that state of lack, right? This is big. So, let's talk about the mirror world. What is the dual mirror? How does it work? Well, here's a normal 3D mirror. So here's you. You're standing in front of the mirror. That's the 3D you. That's the 3D world. On this side of the mirror, on the 3D world, this side of the mirror, everything is real or material. We consider it the real world, right? The material world, the physical world. On this side of the mirror, in a normal mirror, that's your reflection. You see that? That's your reflection. Here's you in the 3D world. Here's your reflection. That's the image. You can't, if you tried to change the image, it would be in vain. Imagine trying to claw at the mirror. trying to change your hair or your hairstyle or your clothes. It doesn't. You can't change the reflection with a normal 3D mirror. And that also holds for the reality mirror. You can never, ever change the reflection, right? You've got to change here. You've got to change the image, right? Not the image here, but the image here, right? The person in the 3D world. That's under a normal mirror. You've got to change yourself to get a different reflection under a normal 3D mirror. On the other side is the reflection, not material, but just as real. Now hear this. So you're standing in front of a 3D mirror, and you're saying, this is real. I'm real. You're pinching yourself. I'm real, right? You're saying this is real. But if you're real, then the image or the reflection on the other side of the mirror must just be as real. Hear this, just setting the stage here. That if you're real, the reflection must be real too. It's just different. It's a reflection, right? It's intangible, right? But it's just as real. And if you are real, then your reflection is just as real. Hear this. So, to change the reflection or inside the normal 3D mirror, you have to change yourself who is standing in front of it in the 3D world. That's what's going to change. Yourself here. To change that, you must change that. So we're clear on how a 3D mirror works. We all know. I just want to set the stage that the mirror won't smile until you do. If you're standing in front of a normal mirror and you don't smile and you're looking at your reflection and saying, why aren't you smiling? That would seem crazy. Right? So this is what we're talking about. But that image is just as real. So let's now go to the reality mirror. The reality mirror works in the opposite way of the 3D mirror. So it's the same thing, except it works completely opposite. So here is you, standing in front of the world mirror, sitting in front of the reality mirror. Here's you in the 3D world, right? That's the 3D you. In the 3D world, in the reality mirror, the 3D world, you and everything else is the reflection. Hear this, it's switched around. So what you consider real and material, with the reality mirror, it's just a reflection. And when you try to change the reflection, it is in vain, just like a normal mirror. Hear this, you, the 3D world, the people, events, and circumstances are all a reflection of the reality mirror, all a reflection of what's going on the other side. Here is the 3D world, the physical, material reality, right? As a reflection, you can't change it unless you use force. So you can try to change the effects and things in the 3D world, but you're going to use struggle, effort, and force to do it. Then on the other side of the mirror is the metaphysical world, the metaphysical you, right? The image created by your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and assumptions. There you are, right? And what's cool about the other side of the mirror, the metaphysical side of the mirror, is your desired future and wish fulfilled is on that side of the mirror. That's where everything you want is, on that side of the mirror. Yet, all of our focus is on this side. And look at the frame I put around you here in the 3D world. Because remember, at each physical outcome is a frame and a script, a movie script, right, of your choosing, right? So you're just looking, when you're staring at this and saying, oh my God, my SP's married, I don't see any way out, even if he gets divorced, I don't want to be married to a divorcee, right? You're looking at a frame and you're trying to change or influence or reflect it by focusing on that. You're focused on the frozen frame in 3D reality. You're focused on the reflection. You've got to move on the other side of the mirror. You can't move here. There's nothing you can do on this side. You can try to force it, but it's never going to come. You're going to be in strife and struggle, right? Here you can move on the other side of the mirror. The metaphysical you, the image created by your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. This is where your desired future is. On this side, effort, willpower, and force don't work. You can't force things. You can't You can't physically wrestle anything to the ground. You can't even use willpower on this. You're using a higher power. You're using a metaphysical power. You're using the God power. You're using the power of the quantum field on this side of the mirror. And how do you use that? With your imagination, with your thoughts, your feelings, and your assumptions. All of that. This is the virtual reality, which is the only reality, right? This is, in fact, the real world. So, let's go on here. So what's the key then? What's the key then to changing your reality? If you can't change 3D, you can't touch the reflection in 3D. Hear that? Even though it feels pretty real, there's nothing you can do. You've got to move your attention. Because remember, in the end, what you are really is consciousness. You are attention. You are awareness. Where are you going to move your awareness? Where are you going to move your attention? Move your attention from the manifested material 3D world of your reflection to the other side of the reality mirror, the metaphysical, the virtual side. So here's the 3D reality. Here's the current film, the current frame in the current film roll. This is where you feel stuck. There's the reflection. All your focus has been here. He's married. He might get divorced, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't marry, divorce. All of this, right? Instead, move it. This is where you can move. Look at here. All possible film. Look at these. Think of these as film rolls. And there's an infinite number, right? I have 3 here, but they're infinite possibilities. And in each film roll are all the slides or all the frames of reality. Anything's possible, right? But right now, this is what's being reflected in the 3D world. This is you, right? This is you thinking about them together, being devastated, right, as you move along your film rolls, right? That's one possibility. That's one quantum possibility, one alternative reality, one lifeline that you can live, and you're living it right now. But you get to move. You not only can move slides, you can move frames, but you can move to entire scripts. You could take your frame, your current frame, and insert it into any of these lifelines or any of these film scripts and start living out that life. Wow, that's big, but you can't move here. You can only move here. So here you are, right? Happy with your SP, and then you get married, you had a kid, and then you get a house and you have 3 little ones. That's it. That's what we're talking about. That's how you move. Not by paying attention to what's happening in the 3D world. Not by paying attention on that current flame. Not thinking about him with being married or divorced or anything. Only thinking of yourself with him where he was never married and you're together, you have some kids, you have a house, and you're happy ever after. All possibilities exist, right? Awareness, attention, and intention is what moves things on this side of the mirror, right? Intention. Hold your intention. Stop thinking about all that other stuff. All that peripheral stuff just bogs you down. Stay in the end. Stay in your wish. Stay with your ideal. And nothing else matters. Wow! Then you're moving magically with awareness, with attention, with intention. Here on this side, you can not only move the frame, but choose another script, an entire different script of your reality. That's big. That's how to move on the other side of the reality mirror. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, share and like our videos, share our YouTube channel, Be Something Wonderful, with your friends and family, co-workers, strangers, the world, because that's how we get our message out. Follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron. You can visit our website at tomcaron.com or besomethingwonderful.com, or write me anytime at info@besomethingwonderful.com. I always love to hear from you. Until next time, with great love. This is Tom. See you soon.